Hello, beautiful people. This is Paula. Welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. It does help the channel. I did receive an email saying that from now on, from YouTube, saying that topic Harry and Meghan are going to be classified as sensitive topics. So Harry and Meghan are being placed now in the same category as of topic as, for example, as though I were talking about sex trafficking, which is a very delicate topic, which means that they are going to be monitoring our videos even more so. That's quite a change of events and very interesting to say the least. Today I want to talk about something incredibly serious. I'm sorry, that's my boss over there. I just changed the sheets, which really bothers me. And I make my bed, and then she comes and she just gets under the sheets and ruffles the bed. Well, anyways, I digress. So thanks to all of you for subscribing, sharing, and liking more now than ever, because it helps the channel grow and it helps to spread the message. Because the more people click like, you know that over 62% of you guys who watch my videos are not subscribed and don't click like nor share, because we see the stats. So hopefully you'll get to do it, because that tells YouTube that you like the topic, and therefore the topic, they spread it for far and wide. It is very interesting how Harry and Meghan have traveled the world at expense of third world countries, at the expense of the poverty, sweat, and tears of others, at the expense, literally, of women, children in third world countries who have been exploited, who are going through really rough circumstances, so just so they can look good and pretend to be charitable. Harry right now being in Lesotho, but I guess he didn't go see Liketso. I can guarantee you that he didn't go see Liketso and still mum about the African Parks charity, Rangers charity. That is actually pretty awful. And then we have Meghan Markle with Fidelity Charitable. Today I will disclose a few things that are absolutely appalling, which demonstrates the hypocrisy of Harry and Meghan Markle. It is terrible. It is absolutely terrible that we have to do these things and that they fly and go through these things in spite of it all. This is what privilege, racism, lying, hypocrisy looks like. And those all nasty traits are embodied in Harry and Meghan Markle. So let's get into this. We have all seen these headlines. How Meghan Markle absolutely is partnering with Oprah Winfrey and Melinda French Gates to back digital wellness initiative for young girls. The partnership was announced in October 11th, which doubles as International Day of the Girl. Yes, Meghan Markle says that she's partnering, in my very humble opinion, exploiting these children. That is such a weird look for this girl. It's like a stalker looking at its prey. And Meghan Markle honored International Day of the Girl by chatting to young girls about their experience growing up in the digital age and partnering in a new initiative to help them thrive. And we have all of that according to the Archwell Foundation. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because it is interesting to see that who Meghan Markle chooses to partner with. Um, she did a lot of fanfare about this, and even the lady who gave an interview, I believe in Vanity Fair, praising Meghan Markle, how she had come to Girls Inc. to help the girls, and said that she was the most bullied person in the world. After she said that, and Meghan got a lot of backlash, then a source close to the Sussex camp said that that was false. She never said that. Meghan never said she was the most bullied person. We have her on tape back in 2019. I mean, she hasn't stopped saying that she is the most bullied person in the world. She started saying it from the time, even before she joined the royal family, when she had Harry issue that ridiculous statement on November 8th, 2016. Leave Meghan Markle alone. Rude and racist is not the same thing. Remember that? Waity Katie, rude and racist is not the same thing. If this family is going to comfortably sit back and say that that everybody goes through that and you should shut up and put up, then all I have to say is that rude and racist are not the same things. Nobody was being racist against her. She chose to label any criticism against her as racism. So people would think twice, thrice, four times before calling her out on her blatant lies and bullies, which she got away with for quite some time because she came in the royal family at the perfect time. She came in the royal family at the perfect time when the BLM was hitting hard. And this is a woman who was riding the black wave, the black and black, and discriminated against in spite of the fact that living her life as a white person, because that's what happens with Rachel Meghan Markle. So as soon as the lady and the lady from Girls Inc. had no reason to lie. She had no reason to lie whatsoever. So here you have Meghan Markle immediately after going to Girls Inc. You have her there empowering girls. We're calling herself the most bullied person on earth. Does that make any sense? And then after she gets, my sources tell me that she got a note from Melinda and Oprah's attorneys saying that she should modify the writing about her partnering with Oprah and Melinda because that is misleading, because Oprah and Melinda don't want to be part of it. She changed the wording in the Archwell thing. And then she falsely claimed, oh, I have nothing to do with what People Magazine writes. No, in spite of the fact that she's the one actually writing the articles and paying People Magazine to post them. In celebration of International Day of the Girl, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, visited Girls Inc. of Greater Santa Barbara to engage with young girls about their experiences growing up in the digital age. This visit coincided with the announcement of contributions from the Archwell Foundation, Pivotal Ventures, and the Oprah Winfrey Charitable Foundations to support a partnership between Girls Inc. and Half the Story aimed at. So here it went from partnering with Oprah and Melinda Gates to it coincided with the donation that Oprah and Melinda Gates gave. This tells you that people are fed up, and Oprah does not want to be associated with Rachel Meghan Markle. Okay, so this is one of the things that, but isn't it incredible that, and I'm only giving you this because I'm going to make a point which is very crucial and interesting at the very end of this, because this is the lady, this white lady right here, which she works at Girls Inc. I don't want to say her name, guys, because yeah, especially after I received a little email from YouTube. So this lady from Girls Inc., I believe she's the CEO, Girls Inc. National. She was also banned and suspended from X. It takes a lot for you to be suspended from X. You know what I mean? It takes a lot. It means that because nowadays you get fact checked. You get fact checked. They don't ban you. They tell you, like, you're lying about this. Excuse me. So now this is X. This is not Twitter. So you have to have done or said pretty terrible things to be banned from X nowadays. You have to. You have to be, like, and if anybody can look at Rachel Meghan Markle and claim that she's not creepy and that the way she's looking at this girl is not creepy, why look at the girl? She can't look motherly nor caring because she is not. She's posing for the photos in which one is their best angle with the weave inserted there. It is absolutely a creepy picture. And now we're gonna come to the crux of it, okay? Meghan Markle and Fidelity Charitable. Why do these things matter? Because Harry and Meghan going promoting equality, visiting the refugees, the Afghanistan ladies refugees. Remember that when they visited the Afghanistan ladies refugee? Yeah, they did that because they're donating money to the refugees. Meghan Markle is pro LGBTQ, QTQ, whatever the letters stand for. You can see that I'm not much into it. She's pro those rights. She's pro BLM. She's pro whatever. And yet she associates herself with Fidelity Charitable, who since 2019 have been called out for funding hate groups. anti-immigration, white supremacist groups. Yes, 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 yes. It's and people are going to say, well, Paula, it's not their fault. Yes, because of course it is. You have to decide who you accept money from. And Meghan Markle will take money from anybody. God knows we can see that with Harry, who's taking money from African parks. And I want to give a shout out to St. Meghan Markle for posting this. Meghan Markle's partner, Charity Girls Inc., was sued for discrimination and workplace bullying. The foundation serves to empower underprivileged girls through various forms of social and educational support. Although the Worcester, Massachusetts chapter settled the case in 2023, the former POC employee Gemily de Pascual alleged a toxic workplace. Claims included micromanaging based on the belief that she was a diversity hire and was less competent than her white predecessor. She was also screamed at for working on a project that was previously approved. An existing or change org petition to hold the board accountable is still active and has a list of victims' testimony of at least 30 instances of abuse by the chapter CEO, COO against staff and program participants are documented in detail and not only support the legal filing but mimic Markle's own bullying tactics. It is absolutely disgusting. Okay. And this is if you don't think that this is part of the handbook of Meghan Markle, think twice. Black women and girls in this organization have been undervalued and used as props. Hello? Hello? What do you mean? What do you mean? Undervalued and used as props? Does Uvalde come to mind? Does Uvalde at all come to mind? That Meghan Markle, this is the best description of how Meghan Markle and Harry operate. I'm not taking Harry out of the equation. Black women and girls in this organization have been undervalued and used as props. Meghan Markle has zero higher diversity hire in her staff. Our images used to portray and images fall inclusivity. Quotes and statistics about Black girls posted on the organization's social media and websites are all superficial, never really intended to be inclusive. If it wasn't related to some sort of press, the CEO couldn't even be bothered, which means that the CEO will not show up for a photo op unless it's for a press release. The COO cruelty is calculated and intentional. I have never in my life met anybody so hell bent on being awful. Mean girls band together. She felt more like a prison warden than a COO. Most people's reactions to kids isn't to automatically assume they're worse than them. But here it is a culture. This is most especially true for the Black kids. My goodness. Girls Inc. Worcester is a place where bully culture and racism thrive. Let me repeat this to you. Girls Inc. Worcester is a place where bully culture and racism thrive. In no way will anyone working there or attending a program be empowered, emboldened, or feel strong. The other testimony from staff and participants follow Markle's pattern of abuse, pitting staff against each other, forcing them to start their day early and end their day late. That is called forced labor. Comments on physical appearance, high staff turnover, and more. I know what you're thinking. You think I'm describing Archwell and Meghan Markle's or the royal family when Meghan Markle and Harry were there, right? The chapter CEO was forced to retire last year, and the credible accusations were swept under the rug. Beyond the board reshuffling, no one was held responsible for the abuse inflicted on employees and participants. I don't know why. Why are we here again? Meghan Markle talked about being one of the most bullied people in the world while meeting teenagers in California, Charity Boss reveals. I believe it because this lady is not gonna risk losing funds from Archwell because Archwell donated to them in 2021. And this is their website here, guys, so you can see it. We already know that Meghan Markle is not a partner in this thing, but she's doing exactly what she's saying that what we just described. Exactly. So let me see if they have included Archwell at all, because yesterday I showed that Archwell wasn't there. Let's see if she's in the 50,000. No, there's nothing there. Now, why is Fidelity charitable? I did a video and I'm going to link it here for you guys to see it, talking about how Fidelity Charity works, telling you that Fidelity Investments, which owns Fidelity Charitable, belongs to BlackRock and Vanguard, right? And BlackRock and Vanguard are basically finance Girls Inc. because every major donor, all the donors, pretty much except for four funds that are separate, are owned by Vanguard and BlackRock. Okay. So you know that you're in trouble when CBS, because this comes from CBS. So when you see Fidelity Investments, they own Fidelity Charitable. Okay. Fidelity Investments built the country's larger independent charitable fund by making it easier for average investors to both grow their savings and donate money to the charities of their choice. This is CBS News, guys. Critics, though, say that Fidelity's clients are using the investment company's donation vehicle to send money to groups that are not classic community trust favorites like local food banks or medical causes. The Fidelity affiliated charitable fund granted more than $330,000 over 2 years to the Family Research Council, a research and education organization in Washington, D.C., whose leader, Tony Perkins, has called homosexuality objectively harmful and advocated for restraining the freedoms of Muslims in America. Also, the recipient of the charitable funds given in is the Center for Immigration Studies at Washington, D.C., based organization that has been described as a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center. The SPLC in 2017 documented more than 2,000 instances in which the Center for Immigration Studies circulated the writings of white nationalist and anti-Semitic writers. This year, the organization was identified as a significant source of information for Stephen Miller, President Trump. That would go there. From our perspective, this is a tragedy, said Heidi Berick. So the SPLC is a left-wing organization. And the SPLC is calling, a left-wing organization is calling Fidelity Charitable out for funding anti-immigration, anti-gay rights, organizations that fight anti-gay rights and anti-immigration. So Meghan Markle takes $6 million for Fidelity Charitable. They still have to be accounted for because it was wrongly portrayed that she had received 2 million from them. No, those 2 millions are separate. There were the 1 million and 1 million donations because people wrongly assume that Meghan Markle is up to date with her tax returns or reports. She's not. She hasn't filed a tax return for 2022. She only has the report that she submitted to the Attorney General's office in California, but the IRS, as confirmed this week, has not received the complete filing from Archwell Foundation. Okay, so and because Fidelity Charitable's financial year is from July 2022 till June 2023, we still don't know if Meghan Markle received that foundation, that the $6 million donation or payment from in the year of 2023 because she hasn't filed her taxes. So Meghan Markle is flying the world to third world countries, Nigeria, where they got over $1 million and plus little gifts given. I was told. The same thing in Colombia, where the now Colombian vice president had to come out defend herself against the outrageous money spent. And that thing that she only paid $45,000, that is a lie. So Meghan Markle and Harry are now a devil's advocate rather than being advocates for good causes, for immigration, for women's rights. They're aligning themselves with bullies like Girls Inc. Yes, and I mean, I'm gonna show you right now, guys, I mean, the testimonies are endless. The testimonies are endless, of what you might call it, the Girls Inc. And we're gonna go through a little bit, and I'm not gonna show them all of you, but I will leave you the link. This is ongoing. This is updated automatically every 5 minutes. This is ongoing. You can see this, that it says it's ongoing. Tell us about your experience at Girls Inc. Imagine being told that you're in a safe space, a space that empower girls and women, only to be silenced, shamed, and then targeted for speaking your truth. This has been my Girls Inc. experience, and this is due in large part to the COO and the CEO. I was constantly having my every move questioned and criticized behind my back by the COO. I witnessed Black staff and Black children be treated differently than the other kids. Staff constantly being pitted against each other. When staff questioned or challenged leadership in any way, they're called combative. Some were even fired. Does that sound familiar? The cognitive dissonance of both the COO and the CEO is astonishing. They were given all the opportunities of receiving information through trainings. They would send all of the full-time staff, but they were not attending them. No accountability for how they have been complicit in many of these acts of racism. A seemingly strong belief that they themselves don't have to grow and change and be better. That sounds so much like Meghan Markle. I mean, these are all number four, you know? These are all the complaints. I started at Girls Inc. when I was 5 years old, all the way until I was 15 years old. The way the staff and children were treated is absolutely disgusting. As a Girls Inc., I literally would shake whenever the program director would come into the room. We would be screamed at, discriminated against, and constantly disrespected. When the parents were around, administrators were sweet and kind. Does that sound familiar at all? Does that sound familiar at all, guys? I mean, please tell me if that sounds familiar to you at all. So this is absolute child abuse. Let me read this back to you. I started at Girls Inc. when I was 5. So younger than that little girl that Meghan Markle was pictured with, all the way until I was 15 years old. The way that staff and children are treated is absolutely disgusting as a Girls Inc. girl. I literally would shake whenever the program director would come into the room. That sounds like Meghan Markle's employees that they bully, that the people would be stressed, crying. We would be screamed at, discriminated against, and constantly disrespected. When the parents were around, administrators were sweet and kind, and as soon as the parents left, they would constantly degrade us girls. I was I was in a number of Christmas plays directed by the program director prior to 2020, and there would be so many girls quitting and being scared of the program director because every rehearsal was a scream fest. I am now 19 with two children, one a girl. I would never send my daughter to the establishment. The trauma I have from my 10 years is disgusting. Do better. The staff that work with us girls were constantly yelled at or degraded in front of us as well. Absolutely no respect from anyone. It was unbearable, and I left when I was 15. I couldn't take it anymore. The older I got, the more I defended myself, and the administration couldn't stand it. My mental health got so much better after I got control of my eating disorder I had due to the toxic environment I had after school every single day shortly after leaving. Best decision I made. Do better. And I mean the list goes on and on and on and on. So you guys keep in mind that this is Girls Inc. financed by BlackRock and Vanguard. And Fidelity Investment is owned by BlackRock and Vanguard. They're major shareholders. And they finance. And you know what their response was to the CBS exposing them? This is CBS, left leaning. Because, and the reason why they posted this is because the SPLC is also left leaning. That the SPLC is a corrupt organization and that they are cost neutral. that they will finance anybody. So they will finance terrorist groups, they will finance hate groups because they're cost neutral. And these are the people that gave Harry and Meghan Markle $6 million, which, if you think about it, Meghan and Harry Archwell, it is in many ways fits the description, because Harry Archwell and Meghan's Archwell is a hate group. They hate people and they exploit. I just read to you guys what they do, how Girls Inc. operates, that they belittle, degrade, and use people as props, that they're not genuinely there. That description of Girls Inc., I really wanted to read it out to you guys, because you're reading a handbook for Archwell. Exploitation at its finest. So therefore, it makes sense that charitable Girls Inc. would affiliate themselves with Meghan Markle, and that Fidelity Charitable and Girls Inc. will be on it together, because they are financing hate organizations. And it is my very humble opinion that, given what everything that we've read, that Meghan Markle's Archwell and Harry's Archwell, it is a hate organization. Look what's happening with African funds, because they have all of these really terrible organizations included in their groups, and they don't need to vet, because they've gotten away with everything. I know that some people are saying that the palace was doing better, that if Harry and Meghan were with the palace, they wouldn't be associated with these things. Well, actually, it was Charles who started the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, made Harry and Meghan president and vice president respectively, and he's the one who told them to. He's the one who got African Parks Charity to associate with the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. He's the one that held the private dinner that nobody was supposed to know in November of, and I think it was November 12th. 2018, where Harry and Meghan attended. It was a secret African Parks charitable fundraiser. So, and Charles himself has been the source of many questionable friendships. Jimmy Savile, Peter Ball, and those suitcases filled with cash, which is not standard practice for legal activities worldwide. Okay, so would the palace do a better thing? No, because even if the palace staff tells the royals not to do this, they still go ahead and do it. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, all of those things, they don't listen. So what do you guys think? Isn't it incredible that Harry and Meghan are financed by the biggest trust fund, charitable fund owned by BlackRock, which is the arm of BlackRock and Vanguard. And basically the same MO of Girls Inc., of people quitting, being yelled at, being belittled, is the same as Archwell. Please leave me your comments, beautiful people. And again, thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.